This is Veronica Morningstone, for the Dan Wetzel College Football Podcast. We are joined today by Fake Dan Beebe, the fake Twitter account of former Big 12 Commissioner Dan Beebe. I repeat, this is a fake. So, Mr. Dan Beebe, there is great tumult surrounding the BCS, a system that you, against all common sense, supported during your time as Commissioner of the Big 12 Conference. You are a known proponent of under-the-table kickbacks, mathematically unsound computer formulas, and naked cronyism to benefit golfing buddies turned bowl directors. And that's not to mention senseless financial losses for taxpayer-funded institutions. So who better than you to make sense of this tire fire? First, however, I have noticed in the picture on your Twitter feed, and now here in person, that you have grown a mustache. Mr. Fake Dan Beebe, explain yourself.
I have found that the moustache tells people that Danny Dan has got class and sophistication, but also a wild side. It's like adding a stripper pole to a 4-star restaurant, or indoor plumbing to any household in Oklahoma.
I'd like to hear your opinion on the worthiness of each BCS title game contender. Let's begin with the Louisiana State Tigers.
I am personally hoping to see LSU make it to the championship game, because once Les Miles ends up on his hands and knees trying to rip off a chunk of the Superdome turf to eat for good luck, I'll be able to die a happy man.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Maybe this time they might actually score a touchdown. Only a joke, Bama fans, only a joke. We all know you won't. Speaking of the Alabama fans, I saw the video of them cheering for Iowa State the other night. I didn't even watch Iowa State when I was commissioner, so you have to admire their passion.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
If there is one coach that deserves to be associated with the BCS and everything it represents, it's Bobby Petrino. I can assure that he would handle the pressure the same way he's done at every previous coaching stop.
One of your old programs, Oklahoma State.
They deserve as much national title consideration as, well, any team that loses to Iowa State should. It surprises me, then, that I don't see Texas Tech on your list.
The Virginia Tech Hokies.
What a wonderful idea, pitting a Frank Beamer team against a top 5 opponent. Anytime the best moment of your game is some Metallica song before the opening kick, you have to look at that team as a title contender.
The Stanford Cardinal.
I was thinking we would put Stanford in the Rose Bowl but just tell the fans it's the championship game. I'm quite certain 80% of them wouldn't know any better.
Boise State.
I'm going to level with you. The real reason Boise State has never been invited to a BCS championship is because we would need a waiver form from anybody who might be in the path of an errant field goal attempt from one of their terrible kickers. The last thing we want is a routine field goal attempt going 30 yards wide and braining some poor unsuspecting fan. Insurance won't cover that.
The Houston Cougars.
True story. I once attempted to get the Cougars to join the Big 12, but they were unwilling to play at least half of their games on the Longhorn Network. Thankfully, Kansas stepped in, saying please, just put us on television.
The winner of the Big Ten Championship.
No. I'd rather have Houston.
Can you explain why we even have the BCS? And does it have anything to do with Fiesta Bowl-friendly gentlemen's clubs? Indeed, Mr. Fake Dan Beebe, are you yourself a gentleman?
The real beauty of the BCS is the formation of natural rivalries it is starting to foster. I'm really looking forward to that Big East neighborhood tussle between San Diego State and Connecticut. Plus, without the BCS, we certainly wouldn't all be able to revel in the joy that is seeing Bob Stoops suffer. Now, am I a gentleman? Of course. We already discussed my mustache. As for the gentleman's club, I can't say that I've frequented one lately, because it's impossible to get a decent steak in any of them. Fortunately, Danny Dan's classy Choff House and Boobs Emporium will be opening soon next to the General Dollar store in Nacogdoches, Texas to fix that problem once and for all.
Mr. Fake Dan Beebe, why, you're becoming an entrepreneur.
Well, Veronica, I've got the buyout money, time to put it to good use.
Impressive. But why Nacogdoches?
Well, I've come to learn the key to the restaurant business is location, location, location. So naturally I considered the town of Bowlegs, Oklahoma until I discovered that Nacogdoches, in Native American means middle of damn nowhere.
Thank you Mr. Fake Dan Beebe for joining me again on the Dan Wetzel College Football Podcast.
Happy Thanksgiving everybody, and be sure to vote for the Floyd Casey top for the Heisman.